computer.
Hello, everyone. Here live and watching on the replay. We are running the Inner Radiance Codebreaker Masterclass for you today for people just like you, people who are looking to find out more about sound and vibration as a healing modality and about Evelyn's life work, which has been as an alchemist for combining different frequencies to achieve some pretty awesome stuff. Our goal is to introduce you to the concept that we each have a unique energy field, and I believe the people on this call already know that. And you're probably aware that your field can store memories of various challenges over your lifetime. And these will be of a spiritual nature. Well, we have an inner radiance codebreaker process that we can use muscle testing to identify where your priority block is, where you're not yet on your life path. And when we identify that, related emotions, little niggly things like that are all connected to that puzzle, then we offer the sound essences to nourish the vibrational field. And Evelyn will be talking to you about the essences that she has currently available, work in 5 dimensions. And this allows you to better connect yourself onto your life path and your purpose and be more successful. Does that sound like something really attractive? Yeah. We could all use a little bit of that, right? So during our time together, you're going to learn about the development of Evelyn's life work. You're going to experience the sound essences. Even if you're attending virtually or watching the replay, people tell us they can connect to the energy of that. So prepare to have a wonderful experience. And just so that it won't be a surprise to you, after you've learned about these 5 dimensions of energy healing, you've had this experience, we'll be checking in with you at the end for maybe about 10 minutes, just to see if you would like to learn how to be a facilitator to offer this system to people in your world. And my story is I ran into Evelyn about 1999 in an advanced specialized kinesiology workshop, as it was known then in Canada. In Canada, we now call it bioenergetic wellness. In other parts of the world, know it as specialized kinesiology or energy kinesiology, because we know that there are people in other parts of the world who will be listening to this replay. So we want to let you know that if this involves that muscle testing for the groovy stuff, yeah, that's what we do. And we learn to work on the physical level, the structural level, and that's my jam. I absolutely adore aligning people and created a company called Muscle Tuners International. And I love to teach people really good quality, solid muscle testing from head to foot to find out where people are holding on to stress and to release it on many different little hidden niggly places, and not just muscles, but all parts of all your tissues. And then Evelyn, I come back around to her one day and say, my business partner has decided to leave the company and it feels a little lopsided. And I used to be a project coordinator, executive assistant, in business world. And I love spreadsheets. And I have created a spreadsheet of every possible business type of imbalance I can think of, from is the profit and loss statement is out of whack, or is it about the people who deliver your packages? Everything in between. Will you please muscle test me and help me rebalance my business now that I'm the sole owner? And that led to this event after my little selfish project. And we have facilitators like Therese. And we have what? I think 5, 6 countries we have facilitators in. So, Evelyn, I know that for those who haven't heard this before, did I blow your mind when I made you that request?
Well, not only that, I mean, does business have a vibration? Does business have energy? Does business have, a chakra? Like those sorts of questions were like rumbling in my head when you said, "Could you balance my business?" And I was pretty excited about that. And I know you are the spreadsheet queen, and I you definitely created a really nice system with that. And how many years did we do that for, Denise? About two and a half years we did Business Code Breaker.
Yep.
And we did it, we called it Business Code Breaker for Soulpreneurs. And what we noticed is that a lot of the people that we were attracting that are soulpreneurs, that are in business, really what it boiled down to was their connection with their self, their spiritual connection. And so in the meantime of Business Codebreaker, Denise and I had already had created a completely another system. It might be 5 years and we might launch it too, but it was a beautiful template where we had the electrical, we had the mental, we had the emotional aspects of ourselves. Because of our vast years of training, we had all this information. That was a really big spreadsheet, but inside of that was this one. So we just pulled out the spiritual aspect of it, and we played around with a few of the core people that we have with the Business Code Breaker, and they really thought that it was something that we should take a look at. And I have to tell you, it's a little closer to my heart than the Business Code Breaker, because I'm always about the emotions and about the spiritual connection. Well, you'll see that when I start explaining about sacred geometry and your auric field band. You'll know that that's where I really shine with that information. So together, we've well, since 1990, how many years is that? 27. We've collaborated on many things, and this has been probably my most favorite collaboration. So thanks, Denise, for prompting me and saying, yeah, let's try it. And thank you all for joining us, because I know you're going to have a ball today.
Now, just for those who don't know you very well, can you give us a little overview of your biography?
Ah, I'm not sure. What do you want to know?
Well, what was your original training when
Oh,
you
well, I thought that, I liked school and I liked math. And so, but I also was a bit of a tomboy. So my first job was, well, picking cherries, but my second job was being a plumber. So I was the first ticketed plumber in British Columbia. But then after I went to plumbing school,
female plumber?
oh, thank you. Yeah, female plumber. Dude. Yeah. And then I thought, yeah, that's gonna that's gonna kind of, after I don't get strong anymore, that's gonna wane out. So then I went into engineering. So civil engineer technologist is my formal training, and I was in the field for a few years with that, and life got in the way and hit me over the head, and I quickly changed over to the healing arts. And my training started with bioenergetic wellness, touch for health training, reflexology, Helga. I applied to be an instructor, but they wanted me to instruct up north, which I guess would have been fine now, but back then I didn't want to. And so I've got reflexology and herbology. And I'm just curious about information, and vibrational information about chakras and auric field bands and that sort of thing is really where I shine. I just found something the other day and I'm deep into it. It's called biogeometry. So it just doesn't stop. Yeah.
Right. So down another rabbit hole you go. And you've been creating the sound essences and bringing them to your clinical people for since 1999 or earlier when I met you. And now they're all over the world. I'm so proud of you because people are placing orders and repeat orders and using this themselves and retailing it on to the people they serve.
Yeah, I
So
think Denise, you were one of the first people to see it when I had the courage to bring them to a bioenergetic wellness class and show the teacher. And we never said anything about them. We just had in the back of the room, and the teacher goes, "What's going on back there?" And we're all sitting quietly in the class, but she could feel the vibe in the back of the room, and she says, "Whoever brought those, would you show us more about this?" So that's how it really got started.
yep, she was very intuitive. So we send love and thanks to all our instructors and mentors over the years. There's been a few, and we treasure them for sure. All right, so thank you for all that. And now let's carry on with the idea of, of okay, Zoom keeps changing things on me. You'll have to be patient as I.
Well, that's what just happened to me with that record button. It was like, oh, where'd it go?
So this is something very foundational to our work together. Would you like to explain? where you're coming from?
Sure. Yeah, we want to, before we do anything, we want to know what is it that you want? What is it that you'd like to have that you don't already have? We have an intention. And if you offer that intention some vibration, I mean, it could be all kinds of things, but today we're going to work with the sound essence vibrational remedies. You will create your desire, you will manifest. So intention plus vibration is manifestation, and that's sort of the theme of what it is that we're doing. Um, am I continuing?
Let's set up a group goal, and you do a beautiful meditation that leads people through our senses. Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. You want to do a setup and cue me when you want me to share the slide.
Yeah, I mean, you go ahead and get your slide ready. So how many senses do you think we actually have? Somebody's got seven. Top marks, Therese. Seven senses. And I like to say that the seven senses relate to the seven chakras because that's really how I kind of got the idea that we did have seven senses when I was working with the chakras and the book Essence of Sound book. So let's go through the senses. What's the first sense? The root chakra is the most primal sense that we have, is the sense of smell. And then we get into the sacral chakra. I'm touching my hips, so it helps me remind me I'm so kinesthetic. So the hips, and that's all about the sense of taste. The solar plexus is about what we see with our eyes. So that's visual, that's pictures, that's nature. The heart chakra, that's got to do with a sense of touch, what we feel coming at us in our energy field as well. We've got the throat, that's a sense of
Taste.
hearing. Hearing. Okay, you failed that one, Therese. You have to come back, after class. Okay, so the throat chakra is hearing. The brow chakra has to do with the pineal gland, which is color and light. And I like to tell the story about it, in our kinder or in our children's storybooks, they send the bad people to the dungeons, and that's punishment because there is no light. So you can't survive. As humans, we can't survive without light. So that's the brow chakra picking up light and color, and the crown chakra picking up. Anybody want to say it? Thought. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work through the seven senses with our statement. You got that statement? We're going to just pick a nice statement for everyone. I develop clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue my life purpose. Does anyone here not want to use that as a goal? Is that all right if we do that? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is say it out loud or write it down, whichever you like. I develop clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue my life purpose. Now check in how you feel about that goal. What's your life energy out of a scale of, let's say, 1 to 10? Do you feel like you can do that at 2, or you're like right there with it as a 10? I'm going to collect the group life energy right now for that particular goal. I'll tell you what it is later. I promise.
So explain life energy, please.
Oh, how do you feel about it? How much life force kind of are you motivated to get to that?
Okay, so there's our conscious thinking. Now I feel pretty good. I think I'm about an 8 or 9 down the road. But when we use muscle testing, you can access a more accurate, and you're taking the average of the whole group. Is that correct? On the energy of life, energy, like how much have we got to make this happen?
Yeah, so I can ask you guys, Helga, what did you get for like if you're thinking about developing clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue your life purpose, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
55%.
55? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tanya?
Got a 6.
Okay. Nikki?
I don't know that I can translate it to a number, but I feel like that has always been my commitment and my purpose to,
Okay.
yeah.
So do you feel it in your body somewhere then?
Yep, I feel it in my solar plexus mostly and also in my heart space.
Okay. And Therese?
I started at 30 and as you were doing it, I went, well, just check. And then I was 50. So
Oh,
just being in the group shifts it.
okay.
That's so cool.
Oh. Do you want to participate, Denise?
Sure. I'm feeling around 85%.
Okay, and I'm about a 3, just to be transparent. There we go. I'm dragging the group down, I'm sorry. But going to change that. So sit nice and comfortably. I'm going to go through a little bit of some people call it meditation, just a little inner thing we're going to do. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. And the process here is I'm going to take you through the 7 senses and just give you an experience, and then we'll check to see where our life energy is after that with the statement. Okay, so here we are. So you're developing clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue your life purpose. What are you smelling? You're in your happy place. You're allowing yourself to develop this clarity and conviction. And you know you're on your way to your life purpose. What is that smell? Roll your tongue around in your mouth, knowing that you are on your way to your life purpose. What are you tasting? What are you experiencing inside of your mouth? What are the flavors? Now pretend you're your own angel and come out of your body and look down upon yourself. What kind of a mood do you see yourself in when you know that you've got clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue your life's purpose? What is she doing? Where is she? What's the feeling? How do you see her from above? Is she inside? Is she outside? That life purposed person that knows exactly what to do, where to go. Now bring that angel back into your heart. What are you feeling around you, knowing that you're on your path? Is it moist? Is it dry? Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it heavy? Is it light? What are you feeling around you? Look down on your hands or in your hands. Is there anything in your hands? Is there anything that your hand is touching? What are the sensations? You've got conviction, you've got commitment, and you're clear on your life purpose. What are the sounds that you're hearing? Are they whispers? Anything rustling? Is it loud? Where are the sounds coming from? What are you hearing? You're clear on your life path. You've got conviction and commitment. What are the colors that are surrounding you? Are they soft? Are they bright? Is there one? Is there more? What's the tone of the light like? You are pursuing your life purpose. You have clarity, conviction, and commitment. What are you saying to yourself? What are you hearing from your inner voice? And while you know your life purpose, just go ahead and take a look at your feet. What are you wearing, if anything, on your feet? And when you're ready, let the light come through your eyes. If your eyes are closed, you can start to open them. Move your fingers and your toes. And look down at your feet again and maybe just stomp them on the ground. And when you're ready, make your statement again. I develop clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue my life purpose. And I'm looking for new numbers. Have the numbers changed? Who would like to share?
I'll start the group off. I went from 85% to 95%.
Okay.
And this meditation was completely different than the previous ones that we've done for Business Codebreaker in an amazing way. Much more spiritual symbolism.
Symbolism?
But I don't know what I want. It was just way more airy fairy, groovy, crystalline, angelic. Yeah, very cool. Thank you for the meditation. Anybody else?
I would
I
say
oh sorry.
I
I
went
went
Quiet, quiet.
I went from 55% to 96%.
Oh, very nice.
I was at 30 and then I got to 50 just by being in the group. And now I'm at 81.
Thank you, Therese. Tanya or Nikki?
I think it's at now 75.
Okay.
I again don't have a number, but I felt a significant increase.
All right. Thank you. And I was a 3, and I'm moving up to about a 5.5 or 6. Good, 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 good. I just want to run away to the ski hills. What I want to do.
Okay, well, after.
The purpose, I wanted to have you to have this experience because often when we have an intention, we'll set a goal for ourselves, and we might do like a positive affirmation with it, or we might grab a crystal or a gem and put it in our pocket and think about our affirmation. But the power of having all 7 together is what I wanted you to experience, is knowing that you've got all 7 of your senses focused in one direction for your goal.
How many of us have done positive affirmations? How many of us have done aromatherapy? How many of us have had our chakras balanced? You know, there are all types of these modalities. And the beauty of what you've just experienced is that for any goal, intention that you want, you could spend a few minutes and activate all your senses as if you have that goal. But wait, there's more, right, Evelyn?
Well, the reason I wanted you to have that experience is because that's what started the sound essences. So I won't get into the story because I don't think Denise is ready for us yet, but I will say to you, the beginning of the idea of bottling sound started with the chakras. And I programmed the water with the sound. And when I brought the programmed water home, at that point, I was guided to add 6 other vibrations to the water. And it took me many years to figure out why. And that's why the book, The Essence of Sound, came. So we were actually exploring the 7 senses for the 7 chakras. And so I wanted you to know that we can do this exercise, but we can also just shake and mist a bottle and have something very similar.
All right, so may I just tune into the goal, into the group's energy? And I believe that you would like to continue working on this affirmation. And if anybody in the group would rather install a personal intention or affirmation for themselves, you're very, very welcome to do so. You'll have a few minutes to scribble that down. And we just encourage you to make it so it's phrased in the positive. It's not about, I don't want to have X in my life. It's about, what do you want? And why is that important to you? And to keep it short and simple. Okay, so when we broke out the spiritual aspect of this inner radiance codebreaker from that great big project we were working on, we knew that we felt it's important to work with 3 pillars. Pillars just, and the number 3 seems to lend a lot of safety and stability to structures in my world anyways, and for processes like this. So we included a section for exploring limiting or empowering beliefs. I bet you most people here have heard of a limiting belief, right? People who are going around, I can't do this because. Well, who says? Why are you limiting yourself with that? So lots of life coaches out there work with people at clearing limiting beliefs is one of the foundational things you've got to do to be able to move forward in your life. So that's one of our pillars. We also work with blocked emotions because sometimes we've had some kind of a shock in our system in our lifetime, and it has walled off an emotion that would otherwise be useful for you. So we have a list of typical things that create typical words, emotions, feelings that create a significant gap if you've had them blocked, walled off from your reality. And then we work with spiritual facets. We have 7 spiritual facets. And within that, then we also love to look for support for an empowering emotion that's just, oh, that was completely out of my awareness. But yeah, if I had more of that feeling in my world, I would have the energy to go get it. So we work with identifying emotions. That's a very important part of our work. So if you want to explore what we do in greater depth, we meet every Monday except long weekends at 9 o'clock Pacific time. Currently, if you're somewhere else in the world, we're on Pacific Daylight Time forever, apparently now. We've made a big change in our world. And we call that our light box. So come and join us. You will receive a link and follow-up emails. And I'm going to turn this over now to Evelyn to take you through experiencing the essences with this or another goal of your choosing. And before we start that, let me just collect the group. And yeah, a limiting belief wants to come up. Is it a limiting belief? No, we're going to work with an empowering belief. So working, and I'm using muscle testing and scanning in case you're wondering what I'm doing. There's something on this page that will benefit this group. Okay, this is interesting. I find pleasure in movement or exercise. This might be directly for me because when I'm working on a project, being creative, I tend to sit a bit too much. But I've also taken some neurological courses, and they are really discovering that when you put movement in and blend it with a goal, it's way better. It gives it power. So that's interesting. Can you think to yourself, are you finding enough pleasure and getting enough movement or exercise that will allow you to achieve the goal?
It's exactly what I was thinking last night.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah, because I get absorbed into what I'm doing and then I forget about me. And that's one part of it, right?
well, there's an aha. That's a confirmation that you're on the right track. And it is a signal for you to do that if you choose. And with the essences, it will release some of the blocks to your motivation to doing it. So, everybody might want to make a note of that. I find pleasure in movement or exercise. You may want to modify that a little bit in your case. Yeah, I find more pleasure or more movement or more, All right, now I hand it off to you to make these changes and to tell all your amazing stories.
So I want to know, are we still working with I develop clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue my life purpose while we're empowering ourselves with movement?
I'm putting my hand up for that. Can I have people put a hand up if they're going to keep on with the same goal?
I'd like both.
Well, I think Helga's off screen at the moment. Helga, are you okay to continue?
Yeah, sorry, I am continue with you. My apology, but I need to check in because my plane is going soon, and I got an email that I need to check in now. I'm still with you, And I take the other goal what you had with exercise. I need more exercise. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for checking in, and you'll be part of the circle as we continue. Happy travels.
Thank you.
So great.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to continue with I develop clarity, conviction, and commitment to pursue my life purpose. The whole group is aligned with that.
I want to say I am aligned with it, but I also put it into a is more angled at my stuff.
Perfect.
I wrote, I attract and serve all individuals who respond to sound as the catalyst for well-being. It's just the same thing, it's just defined differently.
I love it. Love, love, love it. Did anybody else create a new goal that they want to share? So where we're going now is my favorite part. We're going to talk a little bit about the sound essences, and I'm going to move you through each one of the 7 bands. Oh, maybe could I introduce them through the ladder of ascensions just so that you have a foundation to work from, so you know what I'm up to, and I just don't whimsically waft off on something. So. This is the ladder of ascension. This information came through, yeah, 4 or 5 years ago only. So, oh, how do I explain this? I had these sections of remedies. Some of them weren't even in their own categories yet, but I kept hearing that there was a system. And our good friend Dr. Kimberly Maroney came into town to talk to us about archangels, and in one of her lectures she talked about the God ladder, and this is the learning I got from her, that she offered 7 dimensions. I saw sound essence only in 5 so far, and that's what I wanted to show you right now. So in our very first dimension, our most physical aspect of ourselves, the energy system that supports us is the meridians. And the meridians run up and down the body. So that's like one dimension. Up and down is one dimension. They bring in how their vibrational receptors, they bring in the light. Meridians are considered channels of light that run directly underneath our skin and emanate about 2 inches away from the skin. So I'm going to talk to you about the meridian essences in just a few minutes on how they were created. The second rung is working with the emotional aspect of ourselves, and that's the chakras. Now, the chakras spin on the front and the back of the body, so they kind of pick up where the meridians, like they kind of intertwine a bit, but they pick up where the meridians leave off, and then they shine a little bit farther out. They pick up their vibration from color and sound. So now the third dimension is side to side. So we've got up and down, front and back, side to side. That's our 3D body. That's working with the mental aspect of ourselves. And how the auric field picks up its vibration is through sacred geometry. That sounds a little bit, maybe can't connect the dots with that, but if I told you that everything in nature had its own shape and had its own sacred geometry and was offering a message to our auric field, that we could interpret that as a healing vibration, that would help you connect that way. Every tree, every flower, flowers have different numbers of petals. That's all important for our auric field to pick up the vibration. So once we get into raising our vibration a little bit, or thinking about consciousness, we move into the 4th dimension. That's where our intuition is. That's working with the electromagnetic field. That's how we pick up information. So you walk into a group, a coffee room, and you're like, oh, I'd like to get to know that person. That's our magnetism picking up information. It's working in the toric field, which is an in and out movement. Finally, our spiritual connection is working with the archangels, and we're working, the vibrational receptor for that is unconditional love. It's the love consciousness. Have you ever just, like, maybe looking at a little baby, like they're just so innocent, and your heart just goes like like that, that's pure love. That's where we want to go, apparently, into the fifth dimension. There is some work in sound essence on the sixth layer. It's poking through, it's showing itself a little bit, but I have been saying that for about 3 or 4 years, so I'm not sure when it's coming. Time and space is elusive when you're past the fifth dimension. So that's my map so that you could follow me. So with your goal, we're going to start with the meridians. I told you that the meridians, oh, do I ask for questions? No, I just keep talking. Okay. So with the meridians are the interface from the physical to the etheric. The meridian essence is,
Julie, I'm going to interrupt you, and I really apologize for this, but I would dearly love to have this segment as a separate recording. Could I invite you, please, to just stop and restart the recording before you start your groovy talk?
okay, I can.